Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necroneil.
Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. This is a Psychic Sunday session, so let's see what's in store today. Good evening, everybody. Yes, indeed, it is a Psychic Sunday session. I am Lisa, and this is Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. First of all, thank you so much for the mods for joining me tonight. If you look in the YouTube chat, you'll find a few people with their name in blue with a little spanner next to their name. They are the mods on this channel, and they are the unsung heroes. I could not do what I do without them doing what they do. So yes, if they ask you a question or if they say anything in the chat, please do what they say, because they make it so that I can do what I do with all of you. So then, we are going to do some tarot tonight. I am working on something quite interesting. Where did I put them? Oh, here we go. I am working on something quite interesting using some stones. So it's not the casting stones that we had from Witch Casket a couple of months back, but I have got some stones. Or are they crystals? Or are they gold bullion? Who knows? You'll have to stay tuned, because maybe next Sunday I might whack those out. That sounded so much better in my head. But yes, so we're going to do some tarot tonight. I'm going to use two different decks to last week. This week we're going to be using the Thelema Tarot, which is this sort of wispy sort of fantasy world. Oh no, look, there's a reversed card there. Straight away, look. Straight away. Oh, and it's the Magician. There's twice. That's twice. If you know, you know. The Fool and then the Magician both jumped or both reversed themselves in the deck. So yeah, that's what this one looks like. That if that isn't a telling, the cards are telling me. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, in the stream immediately before this, because yes, there is a stream immediately before this one, which is just for our members only. So if you would like to, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. Just here, we've got a members only over there. And for an hour before this live, we do a live. Now, that's where we pick these cards today, what decks. But as I was shuffling the cards and basically going, right, let me just sort them out, pre-shuffle, shuffle, the Fool flipped, which is interesting because I may or may not be at the start of a new chapter in my own life. And then we've just had the Magician. So that is really telling me to get off my ass and get cracking with the knacking, basically. So, okay, dragons, I hear you. I hear you. What's good for the goose is good for the gander and all of that. So yes, if you would like to join us, it starts at just £3 a month over at the Coffee Club crew over at buymeacoffee.com. You get videos a day early, sometimes 2 days early if I forget to set it live, like I did this week. So I might have sent the Coffee Club crew a link which went, this video, oops, sorry, this is tomorrow's video link, and here's your link, stay early, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day, I might have completely forgotten to put it live. And so the video went live on Saturday morning, which is not a great day for YouTube videos. I think it was Saturday morning. Anyway, it was a day late. So yeah, that's my own fault because I'm not a very good YouTuber. I'm a very good tarot reader, but not a very good YouTuber. I need to get better at the businessy side of things. So that's what we were talking about over on the pre-live live. So yes, so interesting that those two cards just flipped for me. Anyway, let's have a look at what's going on in the live chat. in the live chat. Who have we got? Oh God, there's loads of messages in. Ed saying hello to everybody. No, come on, show. Thank you. Ed saying hello to everybody. Patricia saying evening, everyone. Neil saying evening, everyone. Yes, look, Ed, straight off the bat, look, if you like a reading, please start your question with the word question to be added to the list. Absolutely. Sherry Al is here. Good evening, Sherry Al. Wolf Boyo's here. Good evening, Wolf Boyo. Oh, Sherry Al's asking if she can have a question. Yeah, go on. Queen's here. Hello, Queen, my darling. Sherry Al question. Yeah, I've got it. Thank you, Sherry Al. Thank you for that. Let me hit the magic star button and then there we go. There we go. Thank you very much. Oh no, it's still on screen. What is going on? My chat just completely jumped. Queen, yes, I said hello to Queen. Right, where are we in the chat? There we go. Liz wants a question. Yes, Liz, I've got your question. We got Queen and we got Liz. Are they linked? I wonder. Precious, your question. I've got you in as well, my darling. Blue Chalice Arts is here. Hello, Holland. I hope you are well. Oh. Okay. Nothing happened on the graduation day, honestly. Instead, it went really well. I wonder what the cards were referring to then. Because they were quite... I don't remember the readings after I've done them, because otherwise my brain would just be even more Swiss cheese than it is now. But they were quite definite, weren't they? They were quite... I'm going to have to go back and watch it. Was it last week? It was week before, wasn't it, Queen? I'll have to go back and watch it. I've put all the timestamps in now. So, yes, I will have to have a look. Wolf Boyo, you're not in emergency accommodation or even in Leeds, having to battle with Leeds Council at the moment. Yeah, I saw that. Hopefully it'll get sorted soon. Lots of love for Wispy, says Liz, or she's given a rose for Wispy. Here we go, Wispy. There we go. The air dragon. I'm sure Wispy says hello. To Ariona, the beautiful Aries Empress is here. Hello, Ariona. Let me just have a look. Would I get on along with my co-workers at Chick-fil-A? I will have a look. I will pop that in the list as well. Wolf Boyo and Ed are chatting. Ishika Asawa, good evening. Can I be added to the list? You can. Just pop the word question followed by your question. So, yes, thank you. You can, Ishika, but I need to know what your question is. I need to know what your question is. So let me know what your question is, and then I'll try and get onto your question, if that makes sense. Ayushi, I'm sure we asked your question last week. Rose, I've got your question in now, my darling. Thank you. Yeah, there was male energy, wasn't there? Ayushi, I'm sure we asked your question last week, but I will put it onto the list. But hopefully Holland will be able to remind me if I read for you last week. I think I did. Yeah. There was definite... Wasn't it the Emperor? I think. Or the King of Pence. I can't remember which one it was, but there was definitely something around that. Little Miss Budget, good evening, or good evening, Ness, my darling. I hope you are well. I really, really do. Thank you for popping in. If you don't know, everybody, if you are into makeup and beauty, mental health, all that sort of good stuff, you could do a lot worse. You could do a lot worse. After tonight's stream, go down into the description box. There should be a link to a load of channels. Go and have a look for... Hang on, how do I do that? Where... that one, and then it has to be here. There we are, look. Go and have a look. How do I do it? There we go. Go and have a look here. It's completely alien because it's round the wrong way for me. There we go. Have a look here. Just here. Look, it's right there. I can see it. Look. Ding-a-ling-ling, ding-ding-a-ling. Have a look there at Little Miss Budget. That's what her channel's called. She's called Ness. If you want to know, like, beauty on a budget, cleansers, palettes, all of that sort of stuff, go and check Ness out. She's wonderful. Very down to earth. Very... she tells it as it is. If something's a bit rubbish, she'll tell you it's rubbish and why. So yeah, go and have a look at her channel. It's very funny. Let me have a look. It wasn't the Emperor. It was the King of Pentacles. I knew it was one of the kings. It was one of the big ones. So yes. Okay, Holly, thank you. It was one of the big ones. Oh, my chat's just jumped. Right, but Ayushi, the issue is that when I do a tarot reading, it's for about 4 to 6 weeks in advance. If you keep asking the same question every week, then nothing's going to change because you're asking a question instead of moving forward. So this is why I always say for tarot to wait 2 or 3 weeks for at least if you're having a question on a similar subject, because the way that tarot works is that it's oh, Ness. Oh, shit. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I am so sorry. Obviously, we wish you all the very best, Ness. We absolutely do. I've been there. It's coming up to next month will be the 8th anniversary of Mum. Oh, my gosh. All I can say, Ness, is give yourself plenty of time, right? It's going to be overwhelming. Give yourself plenty of time, my darling. That's all I can say. And if you need a chat, you know, you've got my number. Oh, my darling, I'm so sorry. I really am. Yeah, it is. I'm so sorry, Ness. I really am, my darling. Yeah, as Patricia says, Wolf Boyo, if you go council non-council, then you won't be able to get on the council. Unfortunately, it's really difficult with that. So yeah, it is. Yeah, everybody in the chat, Ness, everybody in the chat sending you condolences. Absolutely, my darling. That's really shit. And unfortunately, it happens to a lot of us as we age. We do, you know, lose the people around us that are older, and it does just mean, for me, it's a horrible, sad part of life, but it also makes me always think about, you know, treasuring the time you've got with people, because you never ever know. You never ever know. I know, my darling. I know, my darling. You absolutely will be. Yeah, you absolutely will be, my darling. You will be devastated, and just give yourself time, my sweet. Give yourself time. That's all I can say is just give yourself as much time as you need. Like, yeah, just give yourself time. Do things if you want to. Don't feel obligated to do anything. You've got opportunity now to basically to go at your own pace for whatever it is, my darling. So if you feel that you need to just, you know, shut up shop and not deal with, you know, the outside world for a few days, and just go through the process of arrangements, then absolutely do that, my darling. But again, if you feel that you need to be doing something, and you're able to, then, you know, if you want to make videos, even if you make videos that no one ever sees, right? If you just want to be doing something, just do whatever you want to do, my darling, whatever you want to do in this time. You know, I know when I lost Mum, I was in the middle of running a support group, which was expanding and dealing with all sorts of stuff. And I was setting that up and busy doing stuff. And so I plowed myself into that, and I shouldn't have done. I really shouldn't have done, but I did. But yeah, my darling, just take lots of time for self-care. This has been a really shit year for you, my darling, hasn't it? It really has. Yeah, but anyway, as everybody's talking about in the chat, there's so much love for you in the chat. There really is. So yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things that happens to all of us. So yeah, everyone's giving you a virtual hug, Ness. If you want to hang around with us, absolutely, we'll try and take your mind off things and have interesting conversations, as we always do on this channel. Yeah, exactly, Wolf Boyo, exactly. So yeah, if you want to hang around on this channel, Ness, and we'll try and divert your attention with some, you know, dragons and silly noise effects and things like that, then please too. But if it gets a bit much and you just want to, you know, go and watch, I don't know, what do I do when I'm stressed? I go and watch various channels where they talk about old 80s nostalgia, like cartoons and TV shows and all of that. I love, there's a channel that does Baywatching. If you want a really simple, mindless, because, you know, Baywatch was pretty mindless, but a pretty simple, mindless thing of just watching someone else review Baywatch and make silly voices about it, then there's a channel, I can't remember what she's called, but if you just search for Baywatching, that's very fun to like lose yourself in for a couple of hours or days. But yeah, right, let me take a slurp of my drink. Hang on a second. There we go. Oh, did that change on screen? Did that change for everybody on screen when I was muted? Could you see that? Could you see that on screen? That'll be weird. Yeah, absolutely, Ness. Minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. It's not just a Whitney Houston song. But yeah, absolutely, my darling. That's all you can do. And it's going to be absolutely shit, and it will feel shit for a long time. And then it will slowly, you make peace with the whole. If that makes sense. You eventually make peace with the whole. But yeah. But yeah, my darling, you've got all of our sympathy, all of our condolences. So if you do need to, you couldn't see anything different. If you need to ring me, ring me. Really, on my screen, it's got a little muted mic. So if I click it now, nothing. Oh, I was actually hoping that would be on screen. I thought that'd be really cool if that's on screen. Oh, did I? Right. Okay. My, oh no, I'm not going to get in that. I'm not going to mess around with this. Hang on. No, right, okay. I posted on, oh, where's my thingies? Hang on, Instagram. There we go. I posted this week. I know, right? I was supposed to have this prepared and I didn't. Partly because I dyed my hair last night. Or rather today. So yeah, it looks very different now. Oh, you're not even gonna let me on Instagram? What? Hang on. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, everybody. I wanted to show you a 5-star review. No, it's not beauty. It's witchcraft. Witchcraft. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. Dump. Save. Yes. Come on. Let me in then. Let me into my Instagram. Oh my God. This blooming laptop. Right. Okay. Well, maybe we're just not going to do it. Oh, now you let me in. Are we doing it? Are you going to allow me to show people what is happening? I don't know what is happening right now. Bear with me, everybody. Sorry, I am so crap at this. I meant to have this done earlier this week. I don't know how to use Instagram. Isn't that sad? Or rather, I do, but I don't know how to find my own stuff in the Instagram. Aha, there we go. Right. So can I save? I can't save my own picture. Really? Oh, this is where I need the help or something. I know I could. Come on, brain. We're going to do this. Right. Okay. Bear with. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah. Oh no, I can't get up on Instagram from WhatsApp from here. Right, I can do it like this. Right, are you ready? Look, I can do. Oh, I'm so technically minded, aren't I? I'm so not. Right. Mute what? Right, hang on. Allow mute website notifications while showing. No, right, here we go. Here we go. I am sharing. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Why can't I, if I'm in, no, that's not what I want to share, is it? That's not what I want to share. That's what I want to share. So how, can you see that? Can you all just see that on the screen? Because I can't see, I am sharing Firefox, stop sharing. I don't know whether you can see this properly, but I can't now. You must be able to, right? How would you open a new tab? I am so not good at this. How would you open a new tab? Reload tab, bookmark tab. Open a new tab. That's all I want to do. Oh, new tab. Will that open? No. Oh my God. Right. Okay. I don't know whether you can see that. If you can, this is the review, right? It says, Lisa is amazing. She didn't deliver good news this time, but her reading resonated 10,000%. For anyone's reading this review, I first worked with her in 2020 or 2021. Yes, they did. And most of her predictions came true. Choose her and you won't be disappointed, I swear. And then this was the comment that got me. Don't ever leave Fiverr, Lisa. I tried booking other readers and was extremely disappointed because they didn't make sense. I was like, oh my God, that's so lovely. Hang on, how do I get off the screen now? How do I stop sharing? There we go. So yes, it was lovely. It was really, 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 really lovely. No, I'm not a millennial. I am Gen X. I am very much Gen X. I've got WhatsApp on my other laptop because I had to use that before. But yeah, no, I'm definitely Gen X. Definitely Gen X. I struggle. But yes, so that's what it was. It was a really lovely review over on Fiverr. I was absolutely blown away because I'm just 5-star reviewed over there. So everything on Fiverr is actually a 5-star, which is bonkers in itself because you know what the internet's like, everybody. But yeah, that was like, that's probably one of the more heartwarming reviews that I've ever had. So yeah, that was really cool. So if you want to go and book a doodah, then you can book a doodah. Just up there, look, you can book a private reading up there. That's what I was trying to say. Right, let's get cracking with the knacking. Let's start some tarot reading. You've seen me messing around on a computer and failing miserably now. Let's do that, shall we? So it is time, everybody. It is time. First of all, let me just have a look and see who's going to be next. Sherry L. If you're here on the live, come and say hello. You're going to be the first cab off the rank coming up after this. Let me press the magic button. Press the magic button. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. This is a Psychic Sunday session, so let's see what's in store today. If you haven't been here before, how does the tarot work on this channel? Well, you've got to be a subscriber is the first thing. You've also got to be 18 years of age or over. And I do remind people that you do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot is only meant to be used for entertainment purposes only. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you are looking for support in those areas, as always, I would recommend you seek out a professional in those areas. With all of that being said, I am available for doing tarot readings. And if you are wanting a reading here, bear in mind it will be online. And basically, once we put something out on the interwebs, it's going to be on the interwebs forever. And basically, what that means is
I may delete this channel in 5 years' time. I could take down all of these videos, but once it's been streamed live, there will be a recording somewhere, whether that's on the Wayback Machine or other devices like that, other sites like that. And basically, you will potentially, somebody will be able to find your reading. So if you prefer private reading, if you don't want your business discussed publicly, then you can go across here to fiverr.com/beyond authentic. The I in authentic is a 1. Just have a look.
Yes, indeed. That's it. Just have a look there. Right then, everybody, let's get on with some tarot reading. So the decks I'm using tonight are going to be, I need to move this. Hang on. I had this really smart idea to make my speakers look all pretty and put things on them. But every time the speaker makes a noise, it vibrates. So yes. So the decks I've got tonight, I know, right? I'll show you the decks. We're going to move card cam into position. And I'm going to change my magic button here. There we go. So the decks we're using tonight are the Thelema Tarot deck. So this is a beautiful sort of, why have I got, is that, oh, that'd be why, because it's that. See, I told you, Patricia, I told you, I put these in all the blooming in the cards and then they pop up in the readings. I know, right? So this is the Thelema. It's like a very fairyland enchanted sort of deck, so it's really nice and light and fluffy. And then as a more grounded deck tonight, we're going to use this, which is the Queer Tarot, and this is absolutely vibrant and colorful, has people and images of all genders, all sides of everything, different races, different sizes, different abilities, all sorts, but it's loosely based on, or quite similarly based on, the Rider-Waite-Smith. So those are the 2 decks that I'm going to be using today. If you would like to pick one, okay, this is the Queer one and this is the Thelema. Oh, look, magically, how I couldn't do that again if I tried, could I? Look at that. So that's the Fool from the Queer Tarot and this is the Fool from the Thelema deck. So whichever one floats your boat, if you would like a particular deck, all you need to do is say either the Queer Tarot, QT, or TT for Thelema Tarot. Either one, you get to pick if you want a specific one. Otherwise, I'll just choose in the, as I go through the readings, I'll just pick and choose each deck. So then, everybody, let's crack on with some tarot readings. The first person that I have a reading for is Sherry L. I am looking. Sherry L is here. Fantastic. There we go. Amazing. By the way, this is going to be a little bit wobbly today because I'm again sorting out more as I did last week, where I've now got the new microphone. Hello. And everything sorted. I'm in the process of sorting out where the camera sits, so just bear with me for that for now. But anyway, Sherry out at 20 minutes in. I know, right? I always say I'm not going to waffle, and then we have half an hour of waffle. At 20 minutes in, yours is the first tarot reading, and this is your timestamp coming up right about now. We have a super strong connection here, right? Oh my God! Okay, Sherry, do you have a preference for deck? That sounds so wrong when I said it like that. Would you prefer the Thelema or the Queer deck? The Queer Tarot or the Thelema deck? It is entirely up to you. If you don't have a choice, or if you don't mind which one, then I'll just go ahead and read using anyone. So yes, let me know down in the comments if you can what deck you would prefer. I'm going to, just while I do that, I'm going to grab the Thelema. Okie dokie. I'm going to grab the attention of the dragons. There we go. Dragons, good evening. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the dragons are the universal energy we use on this channel, which help me do the things. They help me do the cards and connect messages from this deck and the Akashic records, if you like. It's what I call the elemental energies that I work with. So we've got 5 dragons in total. We've got Tank, who is our earth dragon. Wispy, who is our air elemental dragon. Scarlet, who is our fire dragon full of lust and passion. That's a fireball. Laguna, and they are our wonderful water dragon. And then the granddaddy of them all is our amazing spirit dragon, who on this channel we call Rocky. And that's all about spirit and the ether. So then let's have a look. So then, dragons, good evening. Sherry Owl would like to know, can I have a general reading, please? So a general reading that they would like to know. Let's have a look and see what we can do then. So then, Sherry, these will be a reading for, it will take you up till about middle of May. Maybe a little bit further, maybe a little bit less, but generally speaking, around the 6-week mark is all that I tend to see for. So let's just have a look. There we go. One more round. Hello, Diamond Girl 225. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you. Gosh. Right. That was loads of cards falling. That was a shuffling area because I looked at my screen rather than looking at the blooming things. There we go. There we go. Is that it then? Is that it? Nothing. Oh, there we go. Look, as I said, as I was about to say, nothing jumping. We've got a card literally jump into the middle of the deck. And it's the 9 of Pentacles reversed. So then this is your clarifying card, Sherry. So I think the issue at the moment that we've got is looking at finances. So I think that is the main reason for your question, if you like. That's what the question's going to be circusing. Circusing? It's not even a word. That's what it's going to be looking at, is the financial realm. So Pentacles is all about money, career, and finances. It can also mean, like, just for me, just like the amount of effort you put into something. So we'll have a little look-see at that as we go. Right then, dragons, we've got the modifying card. Let's do your drop. And it's always Wispy, by the way, our lovely Wispy that makes the single cards flop. So that's how we know we've got Wispy energy involved. Okay, past, present, future. Oh, my favorite card of all, the lovely, gorgeous Empress. I know, right? Eventually I will get a tattoo of the Empress because I just think she's amazing. She's my spirit card or something like that. So let's look at your card. So in the 2 of Swords, this is a really, it's a really weird card, isn't it? When you look at it like this, it's very strange. Quite often, though, the 2 of Swords in this deck, it almost seems like the swords are coming out of the person, but in actual fact, quite often the swords are being held in this position. But this deck being, you know, different, it's different. So yes. So basically, what this is talking about is basically saying that Swords for me is all about trouble and strife. Okay, so Swords for me is all about obstacles, challenges, problems to overcome. And the 2 of Swords can either represent a pairing or a choice. Okay, so it could be that there is a choice that you've got to make. Now, it's interesting, this card, because we've got the 2 of Cups coming in here. So when this is coming up, I think that we're looking at this being more, I don't know whether I want to say it's more work or more emotional, but there's something going on at the moment where you've had to make a really, really shit choice, unfortunately. And it's one of those choices where it's kind of like, whatever you do, you lose. Do you know what I mean? It's a no-win situation. Like, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. That's the sort of thing that's coming across. Now, it feels very much about something you've put a lot of work into in your life already. So it could be this search for a job, or it could be something at work. I'm not entirely certain. We'll keep going with the reading. In the present, we've got the 2 of Cups reversed. Now, Cups is all about your emotions, okay? So it's all literally, this is about, again, a choice. But again, this was reversed. So this is showing you that there is a choice in a matter or close to your heart. So around people that you are either really close friends with, or could be in a romantic relationship with, something like that. And it's really talking about there being this difficult pairing that you've had to kind of go through, if that makes sense. Good evening, Grace. Yes, you can. Oh gosh, sorry everyone, I'm coming off that screen because I keep referring to everyone. Right, that's what you have mods for, Lisa. Shut up. Sorry mods. So the mods answer all the questions like that so that I don't get distracted, because then you see what happens. My brain goes down a whole different route. So what was I saying? Yes, the Two of Cups. So it feels like this was a choice about a pairing. So I don't know whether you've been in a relationship that has gone a little way that you weren't expecting, or whether this could even be a business partnership, because twos quite often are two separate things coming together to form one, like a relationship or a business partnership. Or, as I say, sometimes they are choices. Now, in this instance, I think this is either a massive disagreement that you've had with someone relating, which then led to a massive collapse of a partnership or relationship, or it's a really tough choice that you've had to make, and it was like between the devil and the deep blue sea, and that's led to some disagreements and some heartbreak for you. Again, the pentacles coming in at this moment is, I do think that there is this real financial element involved. So it could be talking about like moving away for work, or it could be talking about, you know, having to change jobs, or like there's been a financial pull that you've had to make some really tough decisions about. So this sort of nine, if it was upright, it's talking about there being plentiful money. There's lots of money. There's lots of abundance of wealth and work, and everything's coming your way, and you've got receipts coming in, but you've got more checks coming in than you've got receipts, and everything's grand. This way it talks about that being money, that money being a bit of a money pit, if you like. So instead of the money coming in, the money's going out. So yeah, and then we've got coming up in the future, we do have the Empress. So whatever this decision is that you've been making, whatever this difficulty is that you've had to go through, it feels like it's going to come right. Okay, so I always say this is the energy that's led you to where you are now. This is where you are now, and this is where you're going to be shortly. So it could be 4 weeks, it could be like the full 6 weeks, but it really does feel like you've got a different vibe coming in, because the Empress, the Empress is all about abundance. So there is a lot of tarot spreads where she's seen heavily pregnant. In this time, in this one, she's got a glowing orb, which could represent that. Normally there's a shield, and it quite often has the symbol of Venus on it, which again can be talking about, like femininity and all of that. But she's really about family. She's about nurturing, and she's about abundance. In a lot of decks, she's in a cornfield, which represents there being quite a lot of food, and being in a time of plenty. So I think there is an upswing coming. Whatever this financial problem that you've had and the difficulties you've had to go through, I think it's going to change shortly. Things are going to come right. But also, this card can also sometimes pop on when you're looking to expand or to grow family. So if you're blending a family, you know, sometimes where you've got you know, like two different families, and then the dad of one family and the mum of the other family get together, and then they blend the kids, like Gwyneth Paltrow did on the skiing trip, if you've been following that case. So not that I follow celebrity, but I do follow celebrity law. God bless EDB. I know, right? Emily D. Baker. Yay. Anyway, but this card can also represent things where you're beginning to move into a period of abundance for you. So whatever that means for you, whatever abundance means for you, I'm always one of those people. I never have too much money. I always have just enough money to get by. Because of that, it means that for me, abundance doesn't mean money. It means having a full fridge, a full freezer, you know, people in my life that I care about. For me, that's that abundant feeling. But for different people, it can be different. And again, with a financial element coming in here, it really does feel like you've gone through some real tough decisions, but that it's coming your way very, very soon, Sherry. And with that, my darling, I hope that it helps. I'm not sure that it does, but I hope that it helps, my darling. But that is going to be your reading for today. Thank you very much for your question. And as I say, I hope it helps. Let me know if it resonates down in the comment section down below, or in the live chat, if you're still here on the live. So yes, thank you very much for your question, Sherry. And I hope that it helps in some way. Liz, my darling, Liz, you will be up next. If you're here, come and say hello in that there live chat. Grace, the mods are asking that you put question in front of your question, like Kayanat Bakari did just there. Oh, no worries, Sherry. Thank you. Oh, you take care as well, my darling. Liz is here. Fantastic, Liz. I'll get on to you next. Kayanat Bakari, I've added you to the list. I've currently got 6 questions in, I believe. Yes, 6 questions in currently. After Liz, we've got Precious coming up next. So if you are around Precious, keep an ear out. Once we're on this channel, basically, once we call your name twice, when we call you a third time, you get one of these. Now, it's not a very nice thing to experience, but you get one of these. You get the banana skin and the because it means that if we call your name 3 times, then unfortunately, that's it. We don't call you a third time. On the third time, your name is, or we do call you a third time, but then your name is taken off the list. So if you want to, I keep moving, this camera keeps moving down a little bit, doesn't it? Or up rather. So there we go. If you do want a reading, please do stick around until your name is called. Last week, we did 7 readings, and I think there were 4 where people went off, and the week before there was 6 when people went off. So we could have got a lot more readings done, even though I'm a waffly bitch, and I do waffle, and I know that, and I am working on it. But you know, ADHD brain, I make a lot of connections in my head. So then, right, so Liz, what deck would you like? The QT, the Queer Tarot deck in the bright colors, or the Thelema deck in the slightly more ethereal? Let me know in the chat while I do your timestamp, please. So Liz is going in at 43 minutes, and this is for Liz. So let me know while I do your timestamp what deck you would prefer. Your timestamp starts now. Right then, let's check the deck. QT, Queer Tarot for Liz. Fantastic. Precious, you're up after Liz, so just hang on in there, my darling. Liz, this is the deck. It's a beautiful deck, and you just want a general reading as well. So then, dragons, Liz would like a general reading, please, for the next month and a bit, really. So Liz would like, straight away, we've got a card jump. And it's the 8 of Cups. Look how beautiful this is. Look how like it looks like it's a cartoon, but it's based on the Rider-Waite. It's just got modern dress. So the 8 of Cups, what is this? Does this mean as a modifier? Well, basically, this is you walking away from a situation. So although it looks like there is a cup missing, there is actually 8 cups here. And as you can see up here, look, it is the 8 of Cups. But maybe there was 9, and this person is taking that 9th cup, because there's definitely one out of sequence, taking that 9th cup with them. So this is talking about kind of making the best of a situation and maybe having to leave some things behind in order for you to take something forward. So then I'm going to pop that just down there. There we go. And this is going to be difficult with this deck. Hang on, let me see if I can move the camera slightly that way. There we go. Because this is a slightly larger deck, it's going to be hard to get everything in. But as we always do on this channel, when a modifying card appears, we stop shuffling, and that's when we do your drop. So there's different types of drops. If we get to any tonight, I will explain the other types. This is just a standard drop. So then let's see what we've got for you, my darling Liz. Let's have a look. So this is a brand new deck that I've only had. This, I think, the first time I'm reading with it on camera. But it is a beautiful deck. Right, so we have no major arcana cards. Now, that isn't necessarily a good or a bad thing. It just means out of your 4 cards that have fallen for you, these are all the minutiae cards. So I don't think there's going to be like a big life challenge or a big life change in the next 6 weeks. It doesn't feel like you're going to get to, you know, I don't know, March oh God, we're in April even the 15th, and things go, Meep. It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like this is like you're not going to move house in the next 6 weeks. At least that's not what the cards are saying. But it's all about work. But with this coming up as your clarifying card, your modifying card, it's talking about, so the thing that you're moving away from, I think, is your work life. I think that's what we're talking about, Liz, because we've got this element here, look, where although this is your modifier, these 3 cards are all pentacle cards. So in the past position, we've got the 6 of pentacles. Now, this is really a card about celebration. It's a card about giving back and sharing and kind of hitting almost party. It's almost a party. So it's talking about kind of having this thing. Flower Beauty, I've got your question in. Lisa, stop, get off the screen. Right. So it's talking about having enough money to really kind of start letting your hair down, letting the wider community kind of get involved. And it's about that whole, you know, when you've got your feet under the table in a job and everything feels a bit secure and you feel happy and you've got enough money coming in to cover the bills. I don't know that feeling, but, you know, other people have told me it exists. And then you're able to kind of enjoy it a little bit and just ease off the brake a little bit. Now, this is coming up in the past position, so I think it's something that you have that's kind of led up to where you were. But looking at the way the cards are falling here, it looks as if this may well have changed recently, because we've now got the 5 of pentacles coming in, the 5 of coins. And you can see this is like a stained glass window, and these people are outside in the snow in sandals. They are the unwanted poor, if you like. And it's talking about there being a real challenge here where finances is concerned. And it's kind of gone from, we've got lots, we can, you know, now's the time to kick back our heels and kick up our heels, or whatever they say. And then all of a sudden, we now get to the present, and it feels like there's been a dramatic shift in the finances. It feels like it's gone, you know, from a time of plenty to a time of almost hardship. Now, the thing is, we're in an economic downturn. The world is struggling a lot at the moment. There's a lot of new jobs happening and a lot of old jobs closing. And so a lot of people are finding that this is a current situation they're in. So it's not something that you need to be negative about. This isn't anything done by your doing, so per se, but it is something that I think is, I think it's a big deal. You know what I mean? I think it's something where this isn't just like you've had some hours cut at work. You know, you've gone from, I don't know, 5 days a week to 4.5 days a week and a half days flexi time. It's not that. It's like there's a big significant change happened here. Now, when I look again back at this, at the 8 of Cups, this idea of, you know, taking something with you and leaving something behind. I don't know whether that means you've changed jobs or whether the job itself has changed and now it's kind of like your heart's not in it as much. But it really does feel like this is what this is relating to. This shift between these 2 cards in the recent couple of months, I think this is where it almost feels like if you work for yourself even, right, then it feels like you've gone through a period where you're just like, can't be asked. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you're I don't know, say if you're a window cleaner, right? And you're the world's best window cleaner and you're doing all the window cleaning gigs and you're earning all the money and everything's grand. And then you're just like, actually, I don't really feel great with heights anymore, so I don't think I want to do that anymore. And it's not really, my heart's not in it. So, you know, I need to go and find something else. And even though you might still have a few bookings left to adhere to, you're now moving on to something that doesn't involve ropes and ladders and hanging off a building or whatever it may be, right? Again, it's my brain. But then in the future, we've got the 7 of Pentacles. And this person is a lot more plentiful. So the 7 is talking about a trade or talking about making something where you are literally making the money. So this is a money making card. Literally money making. I don't mean like you're going to start forging banknotes, because please don't do that. You'll end up in prison, and I'm probably too far away to come visit, Liz. But it's talking about using your creativity and really harnessing that creative spirit and then being able to monetize it in some way. So if you are able to, I don't know, say you make wonderful curries at home, right? Then maybe you can open up a little side hustle of doing like lockdown kitchens did, you know, during the pandini. Almost said the word that YouTube doesn't like. But during the pandini, the panini, the papadum, because the curry, during that period of time, it's like lots of people open side hustles. So it almost feels like you need to kind of do that. Something you really love, something that sparks joy and floats your boat and tickles your pickle, whatever that thing is, it feels like that's where your next upswing in finances is going to come from. So it may well be starting an Etsy shop. I know a very good friend of mine actually who has written some amazing advice on how to start an Etsy shop that I am sure that you can purchase at a reasonable cost if somebody would like to put the link in. But yes, you can, like, it could be anything. You know what I mean, Liz? It could be anything, whatever it is, but it feels like you're putting your heart and soul into what's coming next. And I think that shift from, it almost feels, right? It almost feels like this. You're working as a waitress in a cocktail bar, right? You're doing a job, right? Or you're working in an office and you hate it, but it's paying the bills. And every weekend you're going out, having a few drinks and having a giggle. It's enough to pay the bills. And then all of a sudden they move your office to Slough, which is where the original office was with Ricky Gervais. And so they move it to Slough, and now you've got a 5-mile drive instead of a 5-minute drive through heavy traffic, or 20-mile drive. And it's just a complete pain in the backside. And then they say, oh, well, we only need you 2 days a week now, not 5. And so now you're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I need to move on. And then this is you going, screw your paper stationery company. I can't remember what it was. I'm now going to go and work as a plate maker. I'm going to carve plates out of wood and flog them down the market. That's what it feels like. Okay, I'm not saying to do that, but that is very much what the cards are saying. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me come back onto the other cam. There we go. Hi, I'm back. So yeah, hopefully, Liz, that makes sense. Let's have a look on your questions. Comments. Next time I'll ask for guidance regarding my career. It's important. You can always go across to fiverr.com/beyond authentic. The I in authentic is the number 1 if you want to. Something creative. Absolutely. Yes. Something creative. This is what, for me, that's look at the creative energy on this card. And this is something to do with, because this is you take another little piece of my heart now, baby. You're taking a piece of the cups with you. So that's the important thing, is that you are actually moving forward into something that you enjoy and that sparks joy. Okay, that's the important thing. But you work 2 departments and 1 extra thing, but they pay me so less. I do think, oh, look, there we go. Look, Blue Chalice Arts. Oh, amazing. Blue Chalice Arts has just written in the comments there, look, that they have a class about Etsy on Skillshare that you can access with a free month trial by going to the link in the chat. Oh my gosh, that is amazing, Holland. It's almost like I was hinting at that thing. Yes. But yeah, if you've got Skillshare, go and check out that if you want to sell successfully on Etsy. Holland is the creative mind and the wonderful human being behind Blue Chalice Arts. Yes, I know, right? I don't deserve any old mods on my channel, only the best people. You know what I mean? But yes, absolutely, Liz. It does feel like you need to follow where your heart is telling you to go, what sparks joy, and it feels like there is an upswing coming, my darling. And with that, I am going to say thank you very much for your question, and I'm going to move on. I know, right? I haven't even played one of these this week. Oh, I know what to do. So here we go. Where is it? Hang on. Right. So you know what that means, Liz? You are about to come into this feeling. Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money. Money. Yes, a little bit of Shane McMahon from WrestleMania. I know, right? It's WrestleMania weekend, by the way. If you are into the wrestling, then you'll be up late tonight watching it on the WWE Network, just like me. I know. I was awake till 5 a.m. Could you believe it? I know, right? That's right, Liz. Here comes the money. One more time. Manifest it. Hang on. Right, when I play this, Liz, manifest it, right? Manifest getting the phone call about the job, or getting the offer for a pay rise, or getting the opportunity to sell your goods at a local fair, whatever it is, right? I'm going to play that song again. Manifest it. Think. It's only like, hang on, how long is it? It's 10 seconds, right? In that 10 seconds, see yourself getting the check, getting the phone call, answering the call, going, hello. Oh, yes, I would like that opportunity very much. Thank you. Yes, that's lovely. Or, hello, Mr. Bank Manager. I'm just letting you know I'm depositing a check of £57,000. Whatever it is, right? Don't limit it. Manifest it. And we're going to do that. Everybody watching this now, right? Manifest finances. It's April. It's all about the financial year and all of the beginnings. And we're green, which a lot of people in the witchy community relate to luck and money, right? Luck and money. A lot of people relate to that. I relate to health. A lot of people say it's luck and money. So if where you live, if green is a banknote that is, worth having, we're going to manifest it, right? So everybody, I'm going to count you down. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. And then when I press it, everybody just envision in your mind's eye what it's going to feel like to have that check or that money, or look in the cash point and go, oh, or look at your bank app on your phone and go, oh, right, and have that money boost. We're going to manifest it now on the count of 3, right? 3, 2, 1, manifest. Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money. Money. Right, manifested. That's what we're doing. Not just for Liz, for everybody. That's what we want. Right then, Precious, you are next, my darling. Oh, you're here. Look, it is your turn. Yes, it is. Thank you to Liz, my darling. Thank you very much for your question. And hopefully, let us know. Let us know if you make lots of megabucks. Don't forget, you can book me over here, or you can go down and join the membership over here. You don't have to, but if you want to, the offer's there. Right, Precious, at 59 minutes almost into the doodah, the dumpity doodah, the zippity doodah, the all of KK, I've got your question in. At 59 minutes, here is your timestamp. I'm going to do this one. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The one thing I didn't do there, I changed cameras. I didn't press the magic button. There we go. There's your question, Precious. So then, do you have a preferred deck, my darling? Would you prefer the bright and colourful Queer Tarot, or would you prefer the slightly more ethereal Thelema Tarot? By the way, look at my coffee. Look at my coffee. This is why we're called the Coffee Club Crew, because I am addicted to coffee, so it's fine. It's not like a legal thing or illegal thing. Could you imagine if they banned coffee? Oh my God, what would I do? What would I do? What happens if, due to global warming, there's no more coffee beans in the world? I better start stocking up, innit I? Oh God, could you imagine? Like back in America in the 30s and 40s, when there was like oh, what's the word where they weren't allowed to sell alcohol and they used to have gin palaces and floating gin palaces. Imagine that. Imagine Starbucks and Costa having to be on ferries and you have to go to the sea and get on a ferry to go and drink a coffee because it's banned. I shouldn't say that because, you know, that will happen, won't it? That will happen. Could you imagine? Yes, please, Patricia, go on. We'll pop them on pause. Thank you very much. Precious, are you here? Precious, come and say hello. I hope you are here. Patricia, not Patricia, Precious. You've not said hello in the live chat since I saw you were here, so I'm just hoping you are here. What deck would you prefer, Precious? The bright and colourful or the ethereal? I'll put some of those in the doodahs in the WhatsApp group, mods. Holland. Oh no, Precious, are you here? Oh no. Have we got our first? Right, Precious. This is your second call. Precious. They did, Holland, but they haven't spoke since. Precious, come and say hello. Precious, come and say hello. What deck do you want? If you're not bothered, I can do either, but I don't actually think you're still here. Precious. Oh no! Did Precious go? Said that it was their turn and then went? Oh, anyone would do. Oh, you're still here. Oh my gosh. I was. I know, right? God, don't do that to me. Right. Right, any deck. I'm going to use the bright colorful deck again. And I'm going to I honestly thought then, Precious, I honestly thought that you'd gone off. Right. I'm going to press your magic timestamp. I'm going to move it to now. Yes, indeed. What will your cards say? Let's have a look then for you. Precious, yours is here. A general reading for Precious, please, Dragons. So Precious would like to know just what the next few weeks have got in store. That's what we're looking at. So then, Precious, let's see what we've got for you, my darling. I love the backs of these decks. They look like, did you ever draw things like this as a kid? And then you'd like draw a squiggle and then make it into like a checkerboardy thing and then color them all in different colors? Was that just me? I mean, I am the adult that just got really excited for buying a planner and some multicolored gel pens in B&M. I did get super excited. We've got a card flip. What is it? What is it? Your mod? Oh, no, we haven't. There's 3 cards. Oh, gosh. That isn't, I know, right? Some tarot readers would read all those 3 cards, but in my experience, if more than 1 card drops, it's because my shuffling hands are, or in this case, the cards are a bit big for my hands, even my giant bare hands, bare paws. Like, oh, I just drop them like that. See, stop now. We'll just have all the cards in the deck, please. That's what we want. Last time shuffling. Come on. Last time round. One more round, Dragons. There we go. Now we've had a card drop. If that's just 1 card, right, now we've had a card drop. The Ace of Swords. Look how bright that is. Look how gorgeous. This deck is gorgeous. I love the vibrant colors. I'm actually getting really fond of this deck now. I wasn't sure earlier. The Coffee Club crew helped pick it. Yes, indeed. And I wasn't sure about it, but I really do like this deck. Right then, so your clarifying card is the Ace of Swords. Now, while I talk about that, I'm going to do your drop. So what does the Ace of Swords mean? Well, swords for me means obstacles, challenges, and trouble and strife, basically. So it feels like there's a new challenge coming your way over the next few weeks. Now, it's not to say that this is going to be the worst thing. So it's not so much trouble and strife like, oh my gosh, I can't handle this. It's not that. It's going to be more or less something where you are, how can I put it? You're challenged, okay? It's not going to be a complete nightmare. It's not going to be, oh my God, like everything has gone tits up, everything is awful. It's not going to be like the biggest thing in the world, but it is going to be a challenge. Now, for some people, that challenge can be a really good kick up the bum to give you a little bit of incentive to do things. So for some people, like who might be a bit neurospicy like myself, I sometimes need that deadline. I need that moment of this needs to be done by Thursday for me to actually get things motivated. It might be that I don't start the task until Wednesday, and then you'll be like, you've had 3 weeks to do this homework, Lisa. Why haven't you got it done till now? And I'm sorry, miss. I just couldn't. And it'll be things like that, right? But for me, that challenge of those deadlines is what I need. So some people need challenges. Some people would see this as, oh my gosh, I can't handle anything, but it's not that, right? It is just a challenge. So then let's have a look. The past, we've got the 5 of Wands. So that's really interesting. The present, oh, we've got the Hangman. Okay. And in the future, we've got Temperance. So we've got 2 major arcana cards coming up out of a 4-card reading. So these 2 are the big important cards. Okay, so it's like these are the news headlines. So let's have a look at what these mean. So the 5 of Wands, that's talking in the past position. So Wands for me is all about security. Okay, there you go. If I put it just up there, look. So security. Now, when I talk about it, I always have to clarify that I don't mean like home security, like burglar alarms and things like that. I'm talking about how you see yourself in the world, okay? Now, the 5 is a change card. It's a challenge card in and of itself. So I think the last few weeks, you've had enough challenges. I think it's felt like you've had a few challenges, one after the other, that have been a bit much. At least it's felt like that, because if you look at this card, right, there are 5 people. They've all got their staves, their sticks, their wands in their hands. Is this an argument? Are these people friends? Are they raising up their staves and going off together to do something? Is this a protest? What is this? It looks like, and in a lot of tarot decks, this would be seen as a bit of a battle, a bit of a disagreement. Now, with Wands, this is really saying that your self-confidence, your essence, the essential precious, has kind of been threatened a little bit. And it almost feels like you've had to go a bit on the back foot, a bit on the defensive. Now, that's really good in terms of kind of making you, how can I put it? Like, only by being challenged in your confidence can you either show your confidence or show areas where you need support, if that makes sense, or show areas where you need help. Like, if we were never challenged in life, we'd never grow. Like, if when you took your first step, if that was as far as you only ever went, then you'd never learn to walk and run and all of those things. Do you know what I mean? And it's talking about that. It's talking about as far as your inner peace, your inner sense of who you are, I think that's had a bit of a wobble. Not enough to derail you, just enough for you to kind of go, right, what are the things that are important to me? And I think you're still in that position, to be honest, because the Hanged Man is, I mean, let me just show you. This is a wonderful card. You can see this rope really clearly there, look. But can you see it's not tied? It's not tight. It's just wrapped around the foot. If this person wanted to, he could wiggle out of that dead easy. You know what I mean? It's really obvious. And I love the fact he's wearing the pink triangle, which is the original sign for the LGBTQIA plus community, long before the rainbow flag. But anyway, so you've got this card. This card for me represents Odin hanging upside down on the Yggdrasil, the tree of life, waiting for the knowledge of the runes. And that has been something which has been drummed into me for 28 years, that meaning. It's a little bit different to other tarot readers, but it's talking about a self-sacrifice for a greater good. That is for your own greater good. So it's talking about sacrificing for your own knowledge. Sometimes this can be inner knowledge, like knowing yourself a little bit better. Sometimes it can be you know, paying a temporary sacrifice to learn more about a situation, but generally it's about you. So again, we've a bit of navel gazing going on. And then in the future, so this is kind of going from now to the next few weeks. Okay, this is what's coming up. So this will end, this period of kind of looking within and searching for those answers, and you know, looking for yourself. What is it they say? You take a year off to find yourself. I think that's going to end, and we're going to move into this period of temperance where you're going to have to be patient. Okay, so patience is a key word for this. But also temperance takes no prisoners. Like, temperance is not a random wishy-washy character in the tarot deck. Quite often temperance is seen as an angel, but angels themselves, they have a really complicated history in mythology and in biblical text, and there's all sorts of things. And just the word, right, if I take this off, look, it's temper. Now that doesn't mean anger, although that's what we know the word means these days, but to temper something means to harden it. If you are tempering steel, you heat and cool so many times that it makes it a harder metal. It actually makes things stronger. So although it takes a lot of time, it makes it stronger in the long run. Now, all of these 4 cards are basically telling the same story, Precious. It's saying that, look, right now there's been a bit of upheaval, but this is you kind of finding and fine-tuning where you need to be headed and what is right for you. This is you finding that backbone, finding that inner strength, and doing it through whatever this challenge is at the moment. So yeah, hopefully that makes a bit of sense. Let me just click and have a look over on the lives. Let me just have a look, see. Let me have a look. Precious, probably your family. It could be family related. Well, this argument could be family related, and it could be something where if you're having disagreements with your family, it could be that has, you know, sparked this inner turmoil, and you're having to work that through and move forward in a different way. This is the card that's really, I would say, most misunderstood for me. Is the Hanged Man, and it always talks, for me, it's always about this element of sacrificing the now for the future. Okay, so interestingly, while I've got the Queer Tarot, I'll say how this card is a little bit like, I once had a young trans person ask me how to handle coming out to their family, who were notoriously anti-LGBTQIA+. They were notoriously anti anything gay, queer, anything different. They were very, very, very bigoted against. And my advice to that young person was, don't. And I said, look, you're not going to want to hear this, but hang on in there until you are able to find a place of your own, a place of safety, a place where you can go and live and express yourself freely. If where you are right now, by coming out, if that's going to cause you to get kicked out, or, you know, to end up on the streets, then don't do it yet. Like, join LGBT groups, join online groups, do all of that, but look after yourself, number one. And that was really what this card was relating to for that person. It was like, look, I can see you are wanting to blossom, and you're wanting to become your full self and your authentic self and all of that, but you just need to hang in there a little bit. You just need to hold off and do it when the time is right. This is about not doing it right now. And so that, I think, Precious, that is really what this is saying. It's like, look, it's time to start thinking about the things that you hold most important, and it's time to start putting that, you know, and finding that out and learning all about yourself in those ways. And I'm not saying you're part of this community, but, you know, it's about learning who you are and what's important in your life, and then being able to move forward. And yeah, anyway, hopefully that helps, my darling. It can be family, it can be work, it could be all sorts of things that are coming up. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. And thank you very much for your question, my darling. And I wish you nothing but the very best. I know, right? That slight hiccup that I managed to stifle came at just the wrong time, didn't it? That was nice, wasn't it? I bet the mods are there going, hang on, did Lisa just say I wish you nothing? What? Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Right, let's have a look at the doodah. Oh, my darling Ness. Massive hugs, massive kisses. Bell me if you need to, my darling. I hope you're well. And yeah, all our thoughts and hugs and kisses and everything your way, my darling. Yes. And yeah, all the very best, my love. Right, who's next? I've got Ariona. Oh, I've just seen Ariona is making tea. Do you want me to skip? I can bring you back next time, Ariona, if you want to skip. If you're making tea, I can skip to the next person. That's absolutely fine. So the next person after Ariona would be Rose. Rose, if you're here, you could be going up next. So yeah, Rose, if you are here, come and say hello on the live. Ariona, if you want me to skip, I can skip to the next person. Oh, no, you don't. Right, okay. So then, Rose, if you're here, come and say hello. You'll be going up straight after Ariona, the beautiful Aries Empress. Don't forget, everybody, you do have the option to queue jump. And basically, you do that by going over to... Oh, my gosh, did you see that mic moved then? I'm going to have to... I'll do it. I'll play a thingy. Rose, stay where you are. You'll be up after this. I'm going to play a thingy and I'm going to have to tighten this mic up. Otherwise, it's going to keep falling over. But yes, if you want to, you can go just here, buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. The I is an I. Spout normally, I know, right? Not like I did on Fiverr, but spout normally. And if you're wanting that, then you can go and queue jump over there, and that will get you to the front of the queue. Right then, let me just, what have I got in? I don't have any. All right, okay, I'll play this. I've just said all of this, but oh no, I'll tell you what, I'll play you this. If you're interested in a private booking on Fiverr, this is a deal. I'm back. I'm still here. Oh, I know you can't hear me. Hang on. There you go. Hopefully you can hear me now. Can you all still hear me? Yes, you can. Hopefully you can. What are my audio settings on? Microphone for... No! Yay! Now you can hear me okay. Thank God for that. Right. Let me have a look. See, what were we doing? I was doing Ariona. Fantastic. Right. No, Rose, you're up next. Rose is up next. And this is 1 minute 18. Right then, here we go, Ariona. I've got your question in. Which deck would you like, my darling? Do you want the Thelema, or are you not bothered, or the Queer Tarot? I can pick one for you if you want. So yes, let me have a look. Just let me know what deck you want, my darling, and I'm going to switch to the different camera now. Here we are. There's my magic pen. So then, dragons. Let's have a look. Just a quick little, if there's no preference, I'll just use this deck. The first one, there we go. Dragons, Ariona, the beautiful Aries Empress, would like to know. Oh, hang on. I haven't even got it on screen, have I? Would I get along with my co-workers at Chick-fil-A, or should I just work alone at a Subway? Okay, let me have a look. So then, is Ariona, the beautiful Aries Empress, are they going to get on with co-workers? There we go. I've just, because I moved the microphone to change it, I've just caught it. But anyway, will they get on with their co-workers at Chick-fil-A, or should I just work alone at Subway? I'm sure either way, I'm sure it's delicious. Look, you've just had a card flip. You've just had a card flip, and it is the 3 of Cups. Okay, interesting. So your modifying card then, as soon as that happens, we're going to do your drop. So the Three of Cups is about emotions, because Cups is all your emotional suit. As a modifier, it's talking about growing things and adding, bringing more to the table, basically. So twos are choices or partnerships. Threes become almost like family units or friendship circles. And so again, this could be co-workers. This absolutely could be co-workers. It's certainly to do with like friendship groups. So then let's have a look. We've got the Four of Wands. We've got the Two of Swords again. And we've got the Four of Swords. Right. So we've definitely got an issue here. There's definitely an issue going on. So Four of Wands. Now I'm going to do something very different. I'm going to pull you two other cards in a second, but I'll explain why. So the Four of Wands is talking about, again, your sense of security, your sense of self. Fours are quite balanced. Fours are, you know, again, they're a decent enough card when it comes in terms of moving up the ranks, moving up the scale of things. So when we're talking about your confidence and how you know yourself, I think you're doing fairly well. So I think this isn't about you not feeling sure whether, you know, your co-workers will like you. It's more about, are they going to be of a similar mindset, I guess? So it's not about you, will you fit in? It's about how are they going to be? Because I think you're quite confident, and I think you'll probably feel quite at home in most social sort of situations. Now, doesn't mean you're going to be the most gregarious person or the butterfly or anything like that. But what I do mean is, like, you can get on with a lot of people, right? So it may not be the easiest thing for you to do, but you can, like in a workplace, you can smile and you can be happy and everybody can get on with you, even if secretly inside you're like, oh, I really don't like people, can't be asked. You know what I mean? So, but you're able to move beyond that, and I think you're strong enough to know yourself not to take any BS from co-workers. Now, we've got the Two of Swords reversed coming in at the present. So this is a really tough choice for you, and it's a choice that I don't think you really want to make. It's like, so why are you having to make this decision, Ariona? What is going on? Because it really does feel like you've got this tough choice, but it's reversed. And so it's like, you don't necessarily have to make this choice. You don't necessarily have to do this. It's like you can carry on just where you are right now. You could carry on at Subway if that's where you are right now. Like, so you can carry on doing that. It's not going to be a problem, but it feels like it's somehow being made a problem. And again, this two is coming up because there are two choices involved, two options. The Four of Swords. Again, trouble and strife, obstacles and challenges. But this is one which, again, interesting, you've got two fours. This is talking more about stability. Because again, fours, look at, we've got these four, it's a table, it's a solid base. And this, again, if this sword, it creates a balance with these three, if that makes sense, even though this card doesn't depict it like that. There is a balance here. There is a certain amount of, how can I put it? If it feels like either option is going to be okay, right? Either option is going to be fairly balanced. They both have their challenges, both have their faults, both have their benefits. So it almost feels like it kind of doesn't matter what your co-workers are going to be like, because it kind of feels like you're going to be okay no matter what. It's just down to, because of this, it's just down to your personal choice. Now, the Cups is coming in, which is talking about bringing people together. It's not giving us a clear point here, whether it's Chick-fil-A or whether it is Subway. So, Dragons, we're going to do two cards. The first card is for Chick-fil-A, because that was the order of it. The second card is for Subway. So what we want to know, Dragons, is, Chick-fil-A, we have the world reversed. Oh, hang on. I need to be careful which way I turn that. And, well, if that doesn't say everything that you need to know. Right. So let's look at the cards upright. Chick-fil-A, you've got the world. The world is talking about having, it's basically almost like the end of the tarot journey, but it's talking about being enlightened, having lots of connections, having lots of opportunities. It's a really, really, really hugely positive card. Now, it was coming up reversed, which means it might be difficult at first. And so when we're talking specifically about your co-workers, bearing in mind the clarifying card still comes in, I think that there may well be issues with co-workers at Chick-fil-A, and it may well be that you've got to make some adjustments, and maybe, I don't know, say if you're into incredibly loud hardcore thrash metal, right, and that's your passion, and where you work right now in Subway on your own, you can play that before you open up, and you can play it blasting it out through the speakers, and nobody cares because, you know, you're just, no one's in, and then it gets to 9 a.m, 8 a.m, whatever time, and you've got to open up the shop, and then you put it onto Smooth Jazz FM or whatever it might be, right? So it feels like that, where you are, it feels like this Chick-fil-A, you're no longer going to be able to play that music. You're not going to be able to go in with your black nails. You're not going to be able to, you know, there's going to be things that you have to change and alter to fit in. But it feels like that is going to be as much of an alteration. It feels like that ends up in a much more positive front, because it's the world and it's always going to be a positive card compared to the 10 of Swords. So you can just see, I mean, do we really need to compare the two? You know, like, which would you rather be? The ethereal, angelic, world, universe dominating character, or this one? You know what I mean? It's like, what would you rather? But the 10 of Swords is reversed as well. So both of these are reversed. So I think either choice that you make, there are going to be some difficulties. But the 10 of Swords, it's like, this is the death of 1,000 cuts. You know what I mean? It's like, this is going to be one of those jobs. And this was the Subway job. Chick-fil-A and Subway, yeah. So the Subway job feels like it's going to be one of those situations where every single day, another little piece of you, another little piece of me, my heart now, baby. Take another little piece of my heart now, baby. Yeah, every single day they're going to chip away at your soul, at your creativity, at everything. They're going to keep chipping away. And it is going to be that death of 1,000 cuts. So if you're wanting a very definitive, I think Chick-fil-A will probably be a little bit uncomfortable, but you'll learn to be okay with that discomfort from co-workers. Like, I sometimes really like co-workers, and sometimes I have to switch off my phone because I'm like, I don't really care about your child's friend's birthday party that, you know, and here's a picture of the sandwiches that your child's friend, I don't even know your child, so I don't know your child's friend, and here are some sandwiches at your child's friend's birthday party. God, why do I need to see this? You know what I mean? Like, it's got some difficulties, but I think overall, if you've got a choice between the two, you've got the world reversed and going to end up a positive card, or you've got the 10 of Swords reversed, which is pretty much always a negative. So read into that what you will, my darling, but I think I think that is fairly self-explanatory, those two cards at the end. So anyway, hopefully that makes a bit of sense to you, my darling. I wish you nothing but the very, very, very best of luck. I'm telling you, like, finding any job in this day and age is not easy, particularly customer facing jobs. They are notoriously hard, but I think if you've got yourself into a situation where you've got 2 job offers or 2 opportunities there, then you must be doing something right. And I'm sure either company would be very happy to have you. And it's just about your preference. So yes, hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Let's have a look. What's this saying? I don't like that, but Chick-fil-A would be a better option. However, at Subway, I would have a few co-workers, but if you work alone, you wouldn't have to deal with the co-workers you don't like as much. That's very true. But also, on, again, playing devil's advocate, if you are if you don't have any co-workers, then you've got no support, you've got no you know, camaraderie, you haven't got people to go out for lunch with, you're not going to meet new friends in the workplace, all of that. So, you know, it's got its upsides and its downsides, to be brutally honest. It just depends on where your priorities are. Do you know what I mean? It really does just depend on where your priorities stand. If you'd rather not have to worry about that, then that's fantastic. But if you would rather, you know, focus on having that situation with co-workers, then you go down that route. You know what I mean? But hopefully that makes sense, Ariana. And thank you very, very much for your question. Yeah, this is it. And sometimes, do you know what? Sometimes it sounds awful, but sometimes you can make the best friends under the worst circumstances, because then you're in a position where, you know, you've got a common enemy almost. It's like if you've got a shift manager who's a complete cow, you bond over the fact that she's a complete cow. You know what I mean? It's like you go, oh God, I really hate Norma. Norma's so awful. Like, oh, you never guess what Norma said to me the other day. She changed my shift. I was supposed to be on an afternoon shift, and she changed it. And now I've got to come in the morning. And I told her I couldn't. And yeah, oh, she did that to you the week before. Oh, I know, she's a right bitch, isn't she, Norma? You know what I mean? You get that camaraderie. But without that, you also don't have to deal with Norma. Do you know what I mean? So it's entirely up to you, my darling. But anyway, I hope that makes sense. I really do. Rose, I've got you. Look at that. You knew what I was about to ask. Any deck works for you. I'm going to use the other one then. I'm going to flip between the two unless somebody prefers a particular deck. So then, Rose, thank you very much for your question, Ariana. And I really do hope that helps. Rose, this is your timestamp. And this, no, that's not timestamps. Timestamps are down here. And this is your timestamp for your question.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Indeed. What will your card say, Rose? Let's have a look. Can I have a love reading for April? Let's have a look. Dragons. Rose, hang on. I'll tell you what. Let's pull out. Have I got a nice piece of rose quartz? There's a little piece of rose quartz. Here we are. Look, this is stuff you don't see that I have hidden away behind the scenes. A little bits of rose quartz. How lovely is that? I mean, what does this sound like? It almost sounds like this that might be coming up next week. Maybe. Does it sound the same to you? Maybe. A little bit of a clue, seeing as I've got some tumblestones that happen to be just here, just literally here, just here, right there. Look, right next to you. So yes, stay tuned for next week. I'll be bringing in some crystals and doing some crystal work as well. Right then, Rose, a lovely love reading for Rose, please, dragons, with the lovely rose quartz that we've got here. So we want a love reading. Rose, are you single and looking? Are you single and mingling? Are you not single, but you know, you're up for anything anyway? No shame here, no questions here. So what? Come on. What is your situation? Let's give the dragons a bit of a chance, Rose. If you're single and ready to mingle, I swear I'm gonna have to tell Alexa and disconnect Alexa when I'm in here. Computer, initiate do not disturb. Do not disturb is already enabled. Well, why is she telling me then? It's very annoying. Right, so then let's have a look. Let's have a look. Have we got, I'll tell you what, let's have a, no. Well, yes, look. I felt that twist as soon as I pressed it. Oh, interesting. We've got a clarifying card, and it's the 5 of Swords. Single at the moment, but there's someone on your mind. You were always on your mind. They were always on your mind. Tell me, karaoke, everyone. Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. Give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. Oh, satisfied. And so on and so forth. I didn't just forget the words halfway through, honest. It's fine. Sorry, everyone. You've got to put up in my random ADHD sing-along jukebox whenever I do these. So, right, let's have a look. We've got the 8 of chalices or 8 of cups again, the 6 of swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Interesting. So then let's have a look at what these cards mean. So first of all, the clarifying card. What are we filtering all through at the moment? We're filtering through the 5 of Swords. The Swords is challenges, trouble, and strife. And you can see this person is holding these 3 swords. Now, are they the victor? Are they the person who's won the battle? Are they just cleaning up on the floor of the disco? Because god damn, look at those platforms. But they are, as you can see, they are picking up the swords and they are leaving these ones behind. Now, this is the same thing. So when we're talking about these challenges and we're talking about obstacles, the 5 is very much about the change, and it's about a change in direction or a change in focus. That's what the obstacle is here. So if this is something where you have, you know, maybe been looking at a few things, or looking at maybe a few people and thinking, you know, maybe not, this is you being able to start moving forward. Crystal Rose, this is the Queer Tarot deck. Absolutely amazing, based on the Rider-Waite Smith, but very, very vibrant. So yeah, this is where basically you're undergoing a challenge which is going to create change in your life, and that's what's coming in at the moment, if that makes sense, Rose. Now, when we're looking at love, we've got this one in the past. So I think you've had you found love in the past, whether it was a fleeting love, whether it was long lasting, and I'm not certain, but you experienced what you now want, if that makes sense, because we've got the 8 of Cups, but as I said earlier, it looks like there is one missing here. So it looks like this should be the 9, and then this person has taken, so this person would be you in this deck, they've taken this cup with them. They've kind of left these ones behind and gone. It's almost like, you know when you've got an ex, right? I don't know if anyone else has done this. I've never had an ex long enough. I've never been in a relationship until this one with Rufus, which is getting on for 8 years. I've never had a relationship where I've lived with someone and, you know, moved in and had to get rid of their CD collection and all of that. I never was able to do that. So I never had to do that thing where you know, turn up on their front door with their clothes in a bin bag, but then mysteriously take something with you as a memento. You know what I mean? So it's like this person's gone, I brought your cups back and I don't want to see you anymore. Oh, one of them broke, so I never bothered bringing the broken shards. So it's like, oh, okay. Whereas actually they've picked this one up and they're secretly keeping it because, you know, they found what they want and now they're going to try and recreate it somewhere else. So I don't know whether that's the case, that you've been in a relationship in the past that kind of ticked all your boxes, it floated your boat and tickled your pickle, and now you're having to kind of, that's coloring your idea of where you want to head. Does that make sense? Because quite often you can have this feeling of almost like wanting to recreate your first love, and that's never healthy. Like, if it was going to work with your first love, it would have worked with your first love. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think this is talking about kind of a little bit of unfinished business in terms of romance, in terms of an ex. When we come to the present, we've got the 6 of Swords. Now, the 6 of Swords is again, swords is challenge and strife. And we've got this couple here that are on this boat. Or is it? I think it's actually 3. No, it is 3 people. It's a family. So we've got the boat keeper, and possibly 2 younger people, or possibly 1 child and a mother. I don't know. I can't quite see how big this person is, but you've got this element where you are moving away from this relationship, which is why it's telling me that this is an ex situation rather than, you know, never been kissed sort of thing. So you're moving away from that, but it feels like the breakup is still affecting you, and it feels like it's quite choppy. Quite often I compare this card to like the River Styx, where you are paying the ferryman and off you're going. Thank you, Holland. Thank you. It feels very much like, I hope you're better soon, Holland. I really, really do. It feels like you're kind of heading towards some choppy waters. Does that make sense? Because look, we've got the choppy waters here. That's what this is relating to. This is relating to, you know, a bit of turbulence on the seas at the moment. So I do think that there is still something that you need to unpack from whatever this relationship was. Maybe it's the fact that you've got this card, this cup, sorry, this chalice, and you're taking it with you. Maybe you need to leave that one behind and let it go, let it go. Now, interestingly, I don't know how old you are, Rose, but we've got an interesting card coming up, and it's this person. It's the Page of Pentacles. So Pentacles is about work, money, career, finances, right? But maybe work. And so I don't know what you do for a living, but there looks like somebody younger or immature, less mature, somebody younger than you is coming in the future. So coming in towards the end of April, early May, right? And this person could be a romantic interest. I don't know. The fact that you're asking specifically for a love reading for April, this is new. This feels like a new person, to be honest, but it also feels like a younger person. So again, I don't know how old you are, but pages for me represent naivety and innocence. So again, I'm careful with what I say. Put it this way: if you were my age, which is obviously like 21, but no, if you were my, I mean, God, I'm twice that and change, Jesus. But if you're in your 40s, say, and this person was in their early 20s, then that's what it could be. So it could be like a cougar, that you're going to have a little cougar fling. It could also be that you're going to meet someone who is a little bit immature at work, but again, they're going to float your boat and tickle your pickle. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense, my darling. It feels like you've got some clearance, some baggage clearance still to do, right? A little bit of something. This missing chalice needs to be buried or got rid of, sold at cash converters, whatever it is. Get rid of that chalice, get rid of the last remnants of those feelings. It's not going to be easy. That's why we've got the swords here, but that will then free you up for whoever this person is. And again, the pages are very, what was it they used to say? It was it something like hung, young, and something? I can't remember what it was. Something like that. So it's like a younger model. I hope that makes sense. And overall, it feels like, don't forget, and this is a warning for you, right? This is a warning. You're absolutely allowed to only deal with the shit, right? With the mess that comes your way that you choose to deal with. You don't have to deal with everything. You don't have to deal with everything all at once. You are the one in charge, right? Look at you in your disco cowboy, what's it called? What's she called? Dolly Parton boots, right? This is Dolly Parton disco cowgirl boots, right? At the 1970s disco land. Yeah, right. But look, she's picking up only 3 of these 5 swords that are on the floor. So you get to pick and choose the battles that you have. Okay. That's what this is. The overall cards are saying. But I do think you've got to work through and deal with this missing cup, because that's what's, look, we've even got the same rainbow in both of these. Look, so this is why this is all linked. This cup you need to process and not carry that forward onwards in your journey. And with that, my darling, I really do hope that helps. But thank you very much for your question. And yeah, let me have a look on the doodah. Right, let's have a look. What do we say? You was in love before. Ah, right. Okay, so that does hit. And Holland's going off because Holland, unfortunately, they're not very well. Thank you, Holland. Rose, still working through the pain, but you're mostly good. Right. That's why this has come up, and that's why that cup card, because normally I don't refer to it as like taking another little piece of my heart, but because I that was what went through my head earlier with this card. This is why they've given it to me again, because that is very much the message that you were needing to hear. So yeah, hopefully, Rose, that makes sense, my darling. But thank you very much for your question. And yeah, I really do hope that helps in some way. Right, let me just, I'm switching the doodah to the doodah. There we go. Don't forget, everybody, you can queue jump by going up here. buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can, in fact, buy me a coffee. That's also where we've got our channel memberships, where you get videos a day early, at least sometimes 2 days early if I don't remember to put them on live. And you also get to help choose the tarot decks that I use on a week and hang out with me and have a chit chat before the live stream on a Sunday and get advanced knowledge. And also, that is where we're going to start posting the beta version. Oh, yes. Oh, the test version of a brand new project that I am working on. So a brand new project. So yes, do keep that in mind if you would like to be part of that. Let me have a look. Who's up next? Hang on, I've just seen Holland posted before they went. I've got Ishika. Ishika, are you here, my darling? Ishika, are you here? Come and say hello in the live chat if you are. Ishika, come and say hello. After Ishika, I have I think I've got Grace. I don't have Diamond Girl's question on my screen. Ishika, are you here? Let me just have a look in the live. It's 8:45. Yeah, Ishika. Second call for Ishika. Thank you, Ed. Ishika, second call. If you don't answer, then we're going to have to move on to somebody else. Ishika, that's yours. This is your second call out. Let me have a look. Ishika, right, unfortunately, Ishika, you end up with one of these. There we go. Right then, let me just go back to... Right, Grace, I don't have your question in, Grace. Diamond Girl 225, I haven't got yours either. Let me just have a quick look. Let me scroll back up the chat. Bear with. And I will do the first one that I see. Hang on, I haven't got my glasses on either, so it's not... Hang on, let me just lean right forward. Hang on, I think I've missed a couple while I was doing readings. Who am I looking for again? Hang on a second. My brain's just forgotten. Diamond Girl or Grace? Who am I going to get to next? Come on. Oh, come on. Why can't I see either of your question? Bear with me. Sorry, everybody. Wow, I really can't see either of you. Hang on, I'm trying. Let me go all the way back up the chat. Oh, I hate it when I miss them like this. I'm so sorry, everybody. Bear with. I am way back. Has the chat skipped? Oh, hang on. It might have even skipped. Oh, this is so annoying. Right, bear with. I'm scrolling back through. I think the chat just jumped as I was scrolling back. Oh, that's so annoying. Right, come on. Keep scrolling. Come on, Lisa. Scroll faster. Hang on. Is it faster if I go down like this? Yes, it is. Hang on. There we go. I'm scrolling. Come on. Where's the blooming... Hang on. Right, I've got you both. Gosh, right, okay. There's Grace and there is Diamond Girl. Right, I've seen Grace's first. Grace, are you here on the live? Diamond Girl, I've got yours. I'll do yours next. Oh gosh, where's my live gone? Where are we? There we go. Grace, I've got yours. Oh, you've just put them into the doodah. Well, that would have made sense. I should have just asked you that, shouldn't I? God, that would have made life easier. Why didn't I just think about that? Why didn't I think about that? Good Lord. Right, what did I just use? I just used this deck. So Grace, you get the Thelema deck, if that's okay with you, my darling. So Grace, I'm going to do yours, and then thank you, Ed. Thank you. Grace, I'm going to do yours, and then Diamond Girl, we're going to finish on yours tonight. Right then. So if everybody else, if you've asked a question and we haven't got to you, then do please go across to fiverr.com/Beyond Authentic. The one in Authentic is the number 1. So you need to type it in just as it says right up there in that corner. Look, it's a number 1 before the C. If you go over there, you can book a 3-course meal. What? A 3-card reading, and you can book that for you can book that over there in between times. If not, I will be back streaming on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. UK time, and I may well be adding in another stream very soon, so keep an eye out for that. Right then, my darling. So Grace, you're up next. This is your timestamp. If I press the right sodding button, here we go. This is your timestamp right about now. I just need to put my spoon down. I had to stir my coffee. Right then, Grace. A general reading, dragons. Grace, which is one of my names. Grace would like a general reading, please. So then, dragons, let's see what we can do for Grace. Crystal Rose, keep an eye out next week. That's when I should be bringing it. It's going to be in 2 phases, right? I'm going to be using a crystal method. We've had a card drop. Oh, right. Okay. Grace, hang on. This is important. I'm interrupting. Crystal Rose, I'll be with you in a second. Right, Grace. This card that's just flipped, right? I need to interrupt and I need to be serious now. Now listen, this card doesn't mean what it says on the tin, right? When I was reading publicly for people face to face in public spaces and psychic fairs and outside shops and things like that, I used a different deck that didn't have this card in. Okay, this card does not mean what it says on the tin. I need to make you very, very, very clear about that. Okay, this does not mean what it says, but your clarifying card is the death card. Now, this doesn't mean death. The deck that I used, I'm going to swap back to the other camera. The deck that I used to use had it called transformation, because essentially that is what the card is actually referring to. It's referring to the end of a chapter, the end of one aspect of life closing and another one opening. Okay, so that is actually what the card represents. It represents an ending and a new beginning. Okay, so this doesn't mean that somebody close to you is going to die or that you're going to die or any of that. This is literally just talking about there being an end, a closing of a chapter and the starting of a new one. Because this card, back in the day when tarot was first, or this version of tarot was first done, it was done through quite high magic and sort of various how can I say, airy fairy, hooting falutin kind of people who would understand all of the symbology, and they understood that, oh, death, oh yes, well, it means a transitional change and transformation, of course. But they never kind of intended the decks to be public, and so quite often it's been misconstrued that this card means the ending of somebody, but it generally means the ending of a chapter. Okay, that's really important. But as always, once your modifying card has dropped, it's going to go again. Oh no, it's not. Look, I was convinced that was going to go. See that crack? It's not shifted though. but yeah, so it always means the ending of one part of life and the beginning of a new part of life. Now, interestingly, we've got another repeat card in the Nine of Pentacles coming up, but I'll show you that in just a second. So the past, I think you've gone through a bit of a new journey, a journey into grace recently. So I don't know what that means for you, but it feels very much like you've had to almost not reinvent yourself, but almost kickstart and find yourself a little bit. It's this really kind of this bit where you are having to move forward, but starting this whole new fiery, warm sort of feeling about who you are, right? So it's about basically feeling more confident, feeling more secure, knowing yourself, and starting on this sort of this really cool journey of maybe not introspection, but of looking within and finding out again the things that float your boat and tickle your pickle. I keep saying that today, but that's really what it feels. It feels like it's almost like spring cleaning your mental health. You know what I mean? Spring cleaning your headspace. That's what it feels like. And it feels like a really positive time. Again, this is coming up alongside this transformational transitional card. So you've got both of these happening kind of simultaneously. So I think that's what this is relating to. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, again, when it's reversed like this, is talking about a money issue. So this could be a big money issue, or this could be a smaller, how can I put it? So this could be like a money pit, like it was earlier for a different reading, where you are sinking money into something. But it could also be that you're unhappy with a particular job at the moment and you're wanting to move on. Because again, we've got this transformational card and we've got this empowerment image here. So this is you being empowered and wanting to do things for you. And then we enter this Nine of Pentacles and it feels very much like work, career is not going well for you right now. It feels very much like you're struggling in that area, whether that's struggling to find a job or whether that's struggling with the job you've got. It feels very much like this is just not the right fit for you right now. And I think that's something that you kind of, that's what this is happening. It could even be that unfortunately you may have lost a job recently, and that's where the sort of transitional element comes in. In the future, so this would be up to the end of April, beginning of May. I think this particular issue is all about this person. We've got the King of Swords. Let me hold it that way. So swords is trouble and strife. Swords are the challenges and the obstacles. This king, as much as he looks quite swarthy, quite handsome, almost looks like he's wearing like black jeans and a black open neck shirt off the cover of one of those romance novels that you pick up in the petrol stations. You know the ones I mean. We've all seen them. You know, and then normally it would have some almost bare-breasted or very large-breasted lady who's kind of draped around him wearing like a steel bikini or something. You know what I mean? So it's kind of got that sort of vibe. But the King of Swords here is a troublemaker. It's an authority figure, and it's an authority figure who is causing this challenge to come in. And especially where we've got this work element, I think that this is going to be potentially the trigger that is making you move on in some way and close this chapter. It really does feel like you've had this empowering moment. You're now realizing that, you know, work is not going great at the moment, or work is not doing what it's supposed to. And now it's almost like this is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back, because it almost feels like, you know, this person's going to go, right, you've got no overtime for the next 3 months, and you'll go, well, screw you. Or he's going to go, you know, I need you to come in at 6 a.m. shift and do a 15-hour shift and then come back the next day at 6 a.m. And you're like, really? I don't think so. And that's the vibe that this is giving. All the way through, I think this transformation is actually going to be really, really positive for you, because it's coming up with this huge empowering symbol here. So overall, as much as this feels like it's going to be a bit of an upheaval, a bit of a challenge, you're gonna benefit, because this empowerment is not being taken away. There's no other wands, there's no troubled wands, there's no reversals with the wands. It feels like once you've found this empowerment, You ain't going to give it up. It's almost like girl power. Like, you found it now. Now you found your true power. You ain't going to let it go. You know what I mean? And hopefully, Grace, hopefully, my darling, that makes a little bit of sense. But that is going to be your reading for today. Fingers crossed on whatever's happening in your work life and career. It does feel like there are some interesting choices coming up for you, my darling. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And I'm going to say thank you very much for your question. And yes, thank you. I will hopefully speak to you again on a future reading. But thank you very much. That is your reading for today. And then the last one at 1 minute, 1 hour 59. Sorry, mods. I know. I'm a bugger, aren't I? We've got Diamond Girl 225. Diamond Girl 225. You are the last reading today, my darling. Come and confirm that you are here in the live chat, please, so that I know that you are still around. And then I will do the doodah. Kayanat Bakari, unfortunately, we're out of time now, my darling. We literally, this is the last one for tonight, but you would have been next on the list. So what I will say, my darling, is if you can come in on Tuesday or Sunday of next week, I will put you with, I will put you on a sort of priority list. Okay. I'll get you done as soon as I can. Again, Flower Beauty, unfortunately, we're due to finish at 9 o'clock. It is now 9 o'clock. I can't go much later, and you would have been the next person. So I've got literally Kayanat and Flower Beauty there, unfortunately. It's just that we literally don't have time now. But if you want to, you can always go across to fiverr.com/Beyond Authentic up there, and you can book a reading over there, my darling. Let me just confirm that none of you have queue jumped. Let me just look. I don't think anybody's queue jumped, because normally people say if they've queue jumped. Nope, we've had nobody queue jump today, so that is going to be, this is the final reading on the list, I'm afraid, my darlings. But again, I will be back on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Right then, Diamond Girl 225, I've got you. Did S drive by your house last night? If so, why? Okay, so then, dragons, I'm going to play this very quickly, and we're going to go straight into it, Diamond Girl. Then, dragons, a very straightforward question to end on. Did S, the Virgo, drive past Diamond Girl's house? Whoa, we've got the lovers, but it's not. Is S an X? Is S, that sounds wrong, doesn't it? Is S your ex, Diamond Girl? Because it feels like it's an X energy. The lovers has come up, and look, it's come up. It's neither up nor down. It's neither up nor down. Oh my gosh. Neither up nor down. Yes, Flower Beauty, I'm not going live until Tuesday unless you want to go and book a 3-card reading over at fiverr.com. So are they then, Diamond Girl? It's all right putting laugh out loud. I'm trying to get you reading here, love. But it feels like an X. It feels like an X. So then, dragons, did S drive by? And if so, why? Let's have a look. We've had a card flip immediately. Somewhat of an X. Right, let's have a look at the reasons. 8 of Cups. Okie dokie. The 4 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. Yeah, right. Okay, so past position, the 8 of Cups. Right, this I would, if this is an X, then I would say so. I would say that they drove past. But let's have a little bit of a nuance into it. So the 8 of Cups is wow, it's just, I don't even think I really need to explain these, but the 8 of Cups is talking about like walking away from a situation here. It's walking away from something. This is quite a as much as it's an ethereal deck, it's also quite a different deck with the definitions, with the meanings, if that makes sense. So this is really talking about leaving things behind and moving forward in life. It's got elements of the moon, so we're talking about intuition here as well. So we're talking about very much like finding a way forward. that feels like it's speaking to your gut, if that makes sense. So if this is an ex and you've walked away, particularly if it was you that walked away, then that's what this is relating to. Absolutely. The Four of Wands would be your current state of affairs, and I think you're in a much more stable position. I think you are now in that position where it's like you need to now be able to go, do you know what, Diamond Girl? Does it matter if you drove past? Does it matter if they drove past? Really? Like, does it actually matter? Like, if they drove past or didn't, you just get on with your life, because your life is now getting to a better point, a more stable point without them. You don't need them. You don't need this energy where you are right now. You don't need them. You've got the Four of Wands. Everything's beginning to find its balance. Everything is beginning to feel like bedded in and nice and sorted and a bit more stable. You don't need this. You don't need this half and half card. You definitely don't need it. Feels more like friends with benefits, to be honest, than an ex. It feels more like, you know, booty call that maybe had feelings rather than anything else. But, you know, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. We've got the Three of Cups coming up in the future. Now, in this instance, because we've got the Lovers at such an awkward position, this feels like it's something that you need to find solace in the sisterhood, right? So it means to get, quite often this card is depicted with the Three Graces, and it feels like you need to find the sisterhood. You need to get the girls round, and you need to like bitch about the ex and all of that, and you need to find a way to kind of move beyond with friendship and love and support, because otherwise it's going to keep coming. You're going to be kind of stuck in this loop. Like, this is about you moving forward away from this relationship and away into something more healthy. But if you're not careful, then you're going to keep coming back into this loop. And even with the position that the Lovers have fallen in, it's kind of this circuit. And the only way you're going to break the circuit is to break the circuit. And listen, if the S is driving by your house, let them drive by, waste their own petrol. The gas prices these days, petrol prices these days, it's not worth it for you. At the end of the day, if they're, you know, if they are moving on, where did that fluff come from? I don't know what that was then, but there was a bit of fluff or something just floating up. If they've moved on, or if they're not moving on, but you can, then just get on with your own life. Like, just live it. They will then get so sick of you being this embodiment of goddessness with your sisters around you and everybody like being like, yay, go Diamond Girl, we gotcha, and all of that, you know, the way they do in the films, that actually S can go screw themselves. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not important. You're living your life very happy and moving on in a way without them, because it does feel like that is in essence what you need to do. It's just sometimes you can feel someone following you. Well, police, 911, 9999, I can't remember what it is in other countries. But if it is somebody actually following you, as in stalking you, then, oh my God, do something about that. But also, I noticed that you've been on this channel. Let me just move the other camera. I noticed you've been on this channel with us a few times. So that would seem to suggest that you are interested in the psychic-y things, right? And so it could be, if there is something, if you've got an interest in the psychic-y things and it feels like you're being followed, it could be that there are some messages for you from this side of the realms or the other side of the realms, if you know what I'm talking about. So it could well be that, like, quite often before people realize that they are being called, they'll be being called, if that makes sense. And I'm not talking like, you know, go off and become a nun or anything like that, but I am talking about like this element of, if there's some spiritual element in here, some element where you are drawn to a spirituality side of things, then it may well be that you need to speak to a medium, or you need to speak to, you know, pop along to a spiritualist church, because it may well be that there are some signs that you are missing. But the idea that you are being watched, or the idea that you are being, that there's somebody around you, your brain can be interpreting in that way. It's almost like your brain gets itchy, right? And our brains are very good. Our brains have kept us alive for millennia, right? And they've helped us evolve. But our brains don't quite know when, and we were talking about this last week, our brains don't quite understand fully where threats are. Does that make sense? And so it could be that you're perceiving someone as being just over here, but actually when you look, there's no one there. So you kind of get the impression you're being followed, whereas actually the thing that you are looking at isn't there in the physical realm. It's there on like the Akashic fields, and it's something that is just coming through, and you're picking it up and then kind of going, oh, there's nobody there. You know what I mean? Or you could be in the next Scream film, and you know, it or Scary Movie, that one. Oh gosh. So yeah, it could be something, you know, completely different. But if you are into the spiritual realm and things like that, then it could just be that someone's trying to get your attention. And with that, my darlings, I am going to go. It's now 9:10 here in the UK. I need to go and get something to eat because I haven't eaten apart from a tiny sandwich earlier, and I'm now very hungry. So yes, thank you very much. By the way, everybody, don't forget, if you haven't already, I should have done a like spike earlier. It's too late now. But if you're watching this on replay, crew, please do give us a like spike. If you want to know more about the spiritual and the weird and the wacky and all of that stuff, have a little look on my channel. Also, I am working on a tarot school or workshop or workbook thing. So yes, if you're interested in the psychical arts, do keep an eye on this channel, because there will be some more information coming out a little bit later, maybe throughout spring. So yeah, keep an eye on that because it'll be interesting. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me tonight. Thank you so much to the amazing mods. Thank you to Patricia, to Ed, to Holland, and to Neil. You all know I can't do this without you guys. You're all amazing. I love you all. Big kisses. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed these two decks tonight. Very different feeling decks. Very, very different decks. But both of them kind of worked. I quite like that. If you want to help pick my decks, you can join me over at Beyond Authentic, the coffee club over here, the coffee club crew over here at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. You can come and join us over there and then be part of the pre-live live on Sunday. Also on Sunday, I think I'm going to offer whoever is there on the pre-live live an extended reading. So if you would like an extended reading, so maybe like a 10-card reading, yeah. If you're part of the coffee club crew, make sure you're around on the pre-live live. And if you wanted one, drop me a message on that pre-live live stream, and I will do you a 10-card reading. So yes, that sounds interesting. I thought, why not? Let's just do that. So then, thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend, or what's left of it. If you're going to watch WrestleMania tonight, then enjoy. My personal prediction is Cody Rhodes for the win. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, I'm talking gibberish. And again, Ramadan Mubarak to all of my amazing Muslim followers and subscribers who are fasting for Ramadan this month. So thank you very much for those of you joining me from wherever you are in the world of all faiths and all religions. That sentence went off because I suddenly went, actually, I don't know whether Cody Rhodes is going to win. The WrestleMania bit disrupted me. God. Oh, dear. But yeah, probably Cody Rhodes. If you know, you know. It's probably Cody Rhodes. Anyway, yes, Ramadan Mubarak, if you follow that. Have a wonderful week, everybody. I will see you in 3 days, 2 days. I don't know. Time doesn't work. See you on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time, and I will see you then. And as we always say on this channel, what do we always say? It's all falling apart. As we always say on this channel, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely see you next time. Bye-bye.